This is Coach Lee, and we're working on speech anxiety. And we're talking with Akenee. Say hello, Akenee.
Good morning, world, or good afternoon, whatever time it is.
And Akenee, let's see, lives in Georgia, as in the US, and had therapy at school through all 12 grades, stuttering from age 5, 90% of her words, 70% of her situation, she estimated. We started talking in February of 2023, and we haven't talked every week, but we've talked a number of times. And in June of 2024, she posted her Stopped Stuttering Story. She still forced a word on occasion, but nothing that would make her appear to be a disabled stutterer. She told me in June of this year that she hasn't been having bad incidents and that she was not planning words, but that she wasn't loving speaking yet. She still uses some avoidance, and that we don't tolerate either. After we stop stuttering, we don't tolerate avoidance. So she had an incident in July with her boyfriend that she didn't like. We worked on a general speech plan of, while not avoiding talking, only saying what is necessary when she feels a lot of pressure. And speaking in a softer voice helps as well, as I'm doing now. Emotion, being emotional about what she has to say, thinking about her message and trying to express it in a convincing way and smiling. So then we talked about a pressure speech plan of simply short, link, and stop. So we talked about in August, this is September, we talked about not forcing words ever and using crutch 4. And we drilled crutch 4. So the question now becomes, where is she with regard to what's happened since the last time we talked? Have you had any incidents that made you feel humiliated since last we spoke?
Yes.
Oh, okay. How many?
I'll say since the last time we spoke, about 2 or 3.
And what made them bad? What did you do? What would I have seen or heard if I had been standing there?
You would have seen or heard me try to force a word. And actually I could think of one that happened yesterday. Because I was trying to say the name of a street.
What was the name?
Cannot say it.
What was the name of the street?
It was called Ennis Ferry Road.
Oh, you're gonna have to type that in the chat.
Type it, okay. And this was like not even a first, it was like the second, hold on, I'll send it. There we go. McGinnis Ferry Road.
McGinnis Ferry Road. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's no reason to force it. But
yeah.
All right, now look. Until you learn crutches 1 through 8, I mean, you obviously don't know crutches 1 through 8 well enough to use them under pressure. So what good are they? They're not much good unless you know them well enough to use them under pressure. Now,
well, I can't say just now when I tried to say it, I did omit the G.
well, you didn't need to, but
I didn't need to. Okay.
Now, what can and should you do to say McGinnis Ferry Road as an example? We don't practice words, you know that. We practice methods of dealing with words. We never practice a word. The word does not matter. McGinnis, Mississippi, Memphis, Akenee, Coach Lee, the word doesn't matter. Georgia, the word's irrelevant. But we're going to practice, we're going to work on McGinnis Ferry Road because that's a good example. It's a good example as anything else. So what are some of the ways you could have said McGinnis Ferry Road with no problem? Tell me about that.
So off top, I can think of, I could have dragged out the M, like McGinnis. I could have done that.
Right. Then what? And then finish it. McGinnis Ferry Road. Once you start
McGinnis Ferry Road.
Now, what's the secret of finishing anything? Once you've started it, what's the secret to finishing?
Well, you have to link them.
That's right.
Link everything.
That's right. And what's the secret to linking?
No break.
No break.
No break.
What guarantees you no break?
If I hum them together.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. You got it. You got it. Now, with crutch 4, you can start with a sound or another word. We use crutch 4 a lot because it's easiest. It's easy. So is crutch 8. So you start with a sound. And one way to do that is to use the word itself as a sound launch, like you did. McGinnis Ferry Road. But you could also go, McGinnis Ferry Road. Do that.
McGinnis Ferry Road.
McGinnis Ferry Road.
McGinnis Ferry Road.
Well, McGinnis Ferry Road.
Well, McGinnis Ferry Road.
So McGinnis Ferry Road.
So McGinnis Ferry Road.
And McGinnis Ferry Road.
And McGinnis Ferry Road.
How easy is that? Tell me, Akenee.
It's easy.
All right. That's what I want to hear, and that's what is truth. But you gotta do it.
Right.
You gotta do it. We can't force words. And once you start with a problem word, it's short, link, stop. When you have a problem, you are on notice with one word. You are on notice that you're under pressure. No surprise. Okay, big deal. So what? You go into short, link, stop. When you speak, short, link, stop. You speak in short increments of words. 1 to 3 words or so. And stop. 1001. That's a 1-second stop. That's how you speak under pressure. Until the pressure goes away. It will.
It will.
Because your confidence grows with every stutter-free incident. With every word that you speak that does not appear speech disabled, every word that you speak, even if you make a mistake, I make mistakes. I force a word once in a while, but not driven by fear. I don't have any fear, not anymore. And you won't either when you've said enough things without a problem. Your fear will die too. So take a while, but we got to stop the stutters. We got to stop the word planning and forcing and hesitating. We got to kill that ASAP. And crutch 4 that we just did. Now, we used an or or we threw in a word and so well.
Yeah.
Another alternative is to use the first word as a sound watch. That works too. Guinness Ferry Road.
Okay.
Say that.
Guinness Ferry Road.
Right. Now, when you say it, my goal is not for you to speak fast. That's never my goal, because fast speaking, speed kills in speech as well as everything else.
Yeah.
And I have to fight speaking fast. Most people do. So I'm not asking you to say, Guinness Ferry Road. I'm not asking you to do that. Guinness Ferry Road. Say that.
Guinness Ferry Road.
I want you to have fun with your words. Say them with some joy and a smile and some meaning, and it's kind of fun. That's kind of an interesting name, McGinnis Ferry Road. Wow, that's a lot of words. Kind of. I never heard of a road like that before, so it's pretty good.
Hey.
Have fun with it. Slow. Don't speed up your speech, but individual words we got to nail. Can you think of any other incident? Can you think of any other words that you messed up this past week or so?
See, the other words, the other times weren't just words. I was trying to speak a full-blown sentence. And I just messed up on the whole thing.
And how did you mess up?
And I'll say all of it, honestly, all of that came from me speaking too fast.
Okay.
I think that part it's taken me a little while longer. I have to always think, slow down. Slow down, Akenee, slow down.
Not just slow down, but slow down and have fun being expressive. Look, when you get dressed to go out to a nice place, you give a lot of thought to what you wear, don't you?
I do.
Okay. When you're speaking, you want to give thought to how your speech comes across, not individual words. That's irrelevant. Right. All about feelings, Akenee. It's like when you kiss your boyfriend, you want to do it with feeling. You know, and it's not just, you're not a robot, you're not a mannequin or a statue or something. You know, you're a person and you got feelings and blood's running through your veins. And when you speak, you want to have feeling, you want to have meaning to what you say. You want to be expressive. You know, don't just do it. Do it in the best way you can, like you pick the best dress or outfit to go somewhere. You're talking, you're going to be expressive in an interesting, fun, convincing way. And that's going to make you a more interesting person as well.
Yes, it will.
It's a win-win. You know, you're not going backwards, you're going forwards. You're making yourself into a better person. That's the name of the game. So it's not just slowing down. That's right, you should. But you slow down and say it like you mean it, Akenee. You can do it. And you don't have to be as extreme as I am, but you can be that direction.
Yeah.
You can do it with me now, can't you? Can you do it with me now?
Speak with a passion. Yes, I can.
Yeah, with slow, with feeling. Show me how you're going to talk to your boyfriend. Pretend I'm your boyfriend. I know that's hard, but pretend.
I will visualize his face on your head.
There you go. There you go. You can do it. I'll do this. Go ahead. Tell me something. And say it like you mean it.
Okay. Soon in January, we are planning a trip to the Dominican Republic.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. And
we're supposed to be going to Punta Cana.
okay. And what do you plan to do there?
Honestly, I've never been there, so I plan to find some type of activity to do. I don't know what's there, honestly.
Okay.
I have to look, but it's just gonna be a small, short trip, though. It's gonna be like 3-4 days there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll.
Oh! And my birthday is in like 2 weeks. It is coming up on September 26th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. Have you made any plans for that day?
No, I haven't made any plans for that day, but I will be honest with you. I made a goal for myself to be completely fluent by the time I'm 30 years old.
Okay.
And I'm about to be 26. So time's ticking.
Well, it's okay if you do it sooner, isn't it?
It's okay if I do it sooner, but my goal is by 30. So
Okay.
I gave myself some time.
And what do you think you're going to do on a daily basis that's going to advance your goal?
On a daily basis, at this point, I need to practice more of the crutches. And slow down. I need to slow down. My brain thinks so fast.
Right.
It's so hard for me. It's like I've been on this journey, and it's like my brain just cannot hold on to just slowing down. I don't know why. I guess when I want to say something, I get a little bit too excited.
Slow down and think slow, be expressive,
Yeah.
and smile. That's an attitude, that's a solution, that's a speech plan. Slow link stop is under maximum pressure. Short link stop, rather. That's your pressure plan, but you shouldn't need your pressure plan anymore. You should be able to think slow, expressive, and smile.
Is that like the general speech plan where you
Yes.
said less soft motion and smile? Okay.
The thing is, if you don't think this the entire time you're talking until it's a habit. Once it's a habit, you won't need to think it anymore. You don't need to think about stuttering to stutter, do you?
No.
It just happens. With no reason whatsoever, it just happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you want your speech plan to do. Just happen.
It needs to be automatic.
Anything. You can do this. You can do it. but it takes practice. And you can't allow yourself, it's kind of like learning, say, tennis, and we show you a new stroke, a new way to serve or something, and you do it in practice and you do fine. And then the minute you're on your own, you don't think about this new method and you do it the old way. You never really learn the new serve. You got to keep doing the new serve until it replaces the old serve. Exactly. And that's the same thing with these speech. You got to think slow, expressive, smile. I'll bet you can't stutter if you really commit yourself to thinking slow, expressive, smile the whole time you're talking to your boyfriend. I'll bet you can't stutter. Slow, expressive, smile. You're thinking that overtly.
Yeah.
Slow, be expressive, and smile. That's three things. That's a lot to think about. And this is what I'm going to do when I'm speaking the entire time.
Yeah.
That's the habit. That's what you got to do to replace the habit. So, no time off.
No time off?
No time off. Not 1 minute until it's a habit. And if you find yourself in a pressure situation, you go into short link stop. That's your emergency. I will speak in short increments of 1 to 3 words or so. Stop for a full second. 1001 is a full second. This is my pressure speech plan. 3 words: pressure speech plan. A stop between each one. Now, short link stop. Short link stop for pressure. All the other time, slow, expressive, smile. The entire time. And they'll say, what makes you so happy, Akenee? You say, I don't know. And you're like,
I'm going to say, I love speaking that way.
Exactly. It's fun to speak that way.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good and other people too. It does.
Yeah.
Win, win, win. Everybody wins. Slow, expressive, smile. Can you do it now? Tell me something.
I'm doing it right now. I'm smiling.
Tell me something. Tell me something interesting about your childhood. Tell me something.
Something interesting about my childhood. I would say, I don't know why this first came to mind, but I'm probably a rare group. I was a rare group of children who did not have grandparents.
Who did not have what care?
Grandparents.
Oh,
I didn't grow up with my grandparents. I didn't have grandparents. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Now, when you were saying that, did you think slow?
Nah, I thought smile.
Did you think expressive?
I thought expressive, yes.
Well, that's 2 of the 3. Okay, let's try it again. Okay.
Okay.
Were you raised in Georgia?
Yes, I was.
Okay. What was your favorite pastime as a child?
As a child, kids do anything to pass time. I used to like to play outside a lot. I used to like to ride my bike.
Okay.
I love that. Even now, I like to ride bikes. I like to read. I didn't read as much back then as I do now, but I did like that. Play games.
Okay, what kind of games?
You ever heard of Nintendo?
I've heard the word, but I don't know what it means.
Okay. So Nintendo is a game. It's an old school game. You definitely was brought up in that time period when the Nintendo was, popular and all that. But yeah, it's an old game.
What is it?
It's a game. It's like a game cube.
Explain it.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Mario?
No.
Never heard of Mario?
No.
Well, Mario is a Nintendo game.
Is it a computer game?
Nah, it's like a physical console. It's a console. It's its own console. Yeah, it's its own console.
And what's the objective of the game?
Huh?
What's the objective of the game?
So they have different games for the Nintendo. They have Nintendo games for the Nintendo. But I specifically like to play Mario. It's really a simple old school game. You just jump up and down, collect coins. You have to jump on like mushrooms, and the mushrooms are bad guys. You have to save a princess as well.
Wait a minute. Are you thinking slow, expressive smile?
Yeah, I just messed up.
I don't think so. I'm not convinced.
Okay.
I'm not convinced. So maybe you have to think slow for a while, and then expressive for a while, and then smile for a while, and then slow and expressive for a while, and then expressive and smile, and then slow, expressive and smile. I don't know, but I don't get
I think it's that maybe I shouldn't try to think about all of them at one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then let's work on one at a time for the moment. Which one do you want to work on?
So I can work on all of them at one time. Just think about one thing at a time. So
okay.
I guess what I can do now is slow and expressive.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can practice that. Slow and expressive.
Do you play a Nintendo by yourself, or is it against somebody else?
So you can play by yourself, or you can play with somebody else.
Okay.
It was normally a 2-player console, so you can have youth playing, and then whoever else in the same room right by you playing.
So what were you thinking just then?
Slow.
Which you were thinking, did you say slow or short?
Slow.
You were thinking short?
Slow.
Slow. You were thinking slow.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say that I noticed a slowing of your speech just then. Why is that?
Okay. I guess I need to slow down even more. Okay. Let's try it again.
You know what I think? I think, Akenee, you don't think your speech plans at all when you speak. You just wait until there's a problem, and then you try and grab something that you know. That's what I
Oh,
think you're doing.
okay. Okay. Okay.
So you're constantly stepping into holes, stuttering type
Okay.
holes,
That makes sense.
and clipping yourself. You've got to decide that you're committed to a speech plan, and you got to think it when you're talking.
Okay.
In my humble opinion, anyone, and I say this all the time at SAM, anyone who can think expressive needs nothing else to be fluent. I'm being expressive right now. But you can tell, can't you?
Yes.
Does it offend you that I'm speaking this way?
No, it doesn't.
Is it sort of interesting?
It's interesting.
Is it better than when I talk in a monotone and I don't really have any kind of expression? Do you like this better than when I'm expressive?
Yeah.
Two extremes. I say to you, when you're committed to being expressive, really being committed, you're done. Let's work on being expressive.
Okay.
You did not slow down just a minute ago when you said I was working on slow, because you didn't. So,
Okay.
so we're going to be, when you are expressive, it will slow you down some, because you can't be expressive and talk like a machine gun. It's impossible to do that. When you really talk fast, you can't really be expressive. Like most people your age, they talk really fast all the time. Let's go have a hamburger. I'll have some cheese. I'll have a hamburger. I'll have a chocolate milkshake. What do you have? I don't know. I don't care. What do you want? Where should we go after lunch? I don't know. Let's go play tennis. Okay, we'll do that. That's the way your generation talks. I think it stinks. That's what I think. And I don't think you have to be guilty of it just because other people are. You can be the best you can be, and that will make you different. Yes, it will. And it'll make you better.
You're right about the talking fast. So I like sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, wow, I do talk fast.
And
It's something that is just automatic sometimes. Well, it is automatic, but
most of the time
you know,
it works. That is to say, it's fluent, but
yeah,
it's not pretty talk. It's not fun to listen to.
yeah,
And you keep stepping in speech holes. Periodically, you step in another hole.
yeah.
And that's what we're trying to avoid. Now, I say to you, if you will really be expressive all the time, it won't be hard to throw a smile on top of it, and that'll kind of seal the deal.
Yeah.
So talk to me now and think expressive and smile if you can. But the main thing is be expressive.
Okay.
So, okay. So tell me about your family, brothers, sisters, parents, so forth.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll say you something. So I have four older brothers. My two oldest brothers are 40 years old. They're twins. Um, the
Now, are you
oldest
being
twin.
as expressive? Are you really being expressive?
Okay. The oldest twin,
Thank you.
he has one daughter, and the other twin, he actually had twin sons. So, it's kind of odd for a twin to have twins. but he had twin sons, and he has a other son, and he also just had a daughter. So in all, he has about 5 kids. And then my 2 other brothers, the brother that's below them, right below them, he has 2 daughters himself. And then my last youngest oldest brother does not have any kids at all. So me and him are next up in line.
Pause for a second. How easy has your speech been doing this? How easy?
It's actually been easier. It's been easier.
And no stepping in speech holes, the problem holes.
Yeah.
None of that.
It's not being expressed.
Because you're possessed with your message, and you're really trying to get it across. And the way you're speaking is much more interesting for the listener. Right. Nobody wants to be around a boring person. Don't be boring. Be animated. Come on. Have some fun. You say, yeah, but it's work. I got to try. Okay, fine. Yeah. Do it as much as you need to show your feelings and to be convincing and fun. And at the same time, you're going to be able to say, McGinnis Ferry Road. McGinnis Ferry Road. You're going to have fun saying
McGinnis Ferry Road.
You're not going to have a problem. Say it for me.
McGinnis Ferry Road.
Look, when you do this, you don't have a problem. Right now, you don't have to wait till you're 30. You need to be disciplined right now. Yep. We're going to do this now, not in 4 years or 3 years. We're not going to do that. So you just demonstrated.
That's just my goal. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my personal deadline.
You can make that your goal for loving to speak in all situations and being able to say, I converted stuttering into a blessing in my life.
Right.
That's a good. By age 30, you can say, I converted stuttering into a blessing in my life. I made myself a better person. Yes, I solved the speech problem, but I made myself a better person and a happier person.
Did you camera to
person. And I'm doing my mind training every day. Are you doing your mind training?
Yes, I do my mind training.
It's helping you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's helping me. I actually just changed my affirmations. So I'm saying affirmations that are more specific to my speech and my issues. Yeah.
Now, don't pull away from thinking, how expressive can Akenee be right now? That is the question.
Yeah. I will not pull away. I will hold on to this all day and forever. Be expressive and slow down. You're
going to go from here to the good speaker in one jump. Like that. And your boyfriend and other people are going to be saying, wow, you speak so much better. You're so much more fun to talk to.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to listen to anyone who's struggling. Nobody likes that.
Yeah.
They put up with it, but they don't like it. You can do the reverse. Not only you don't have a problem, when you do what you're doing right now, you'll be the best speaker in your group. All the time. All the time. and it'll be fun. And you can mentally give yourself check marks, pats on the back, trophies, all kinds of credit. You can give yourself privately.
Yeah.
Observe them. And after a while, other people will make comments too. Positive comments.
Yeah.
You just say, look, I'm going to be enthusiastic and smile. If it kills me, of course, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to hurt you. It's going to help you. And it's going to be fun, because when you were doing it just a minute ago, you were like you were on the stage and you were acting, weren't you? For an audience. I'm your audience at the moment. So, and I'm enjoying the show. That's the name of the game. You're putting on a little show. And you got that $1 million smile, you know, which is criminal not to use. So, all right. I don't know what else to do with you except to say you've got to think expressive, paren smile, with every word you say. And you got to be out there. You got to try to make it interesting for the other guy.
Yeah.
Think about it not just as communicating, but doing it in a way that's pleasant for the listener. Why not? It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
It just takes a little effort. And it lifts your spirits too. Because when you do this, you're living the thing you're communicating.
Yeah.
And you're stuttering, that's what you're living too. You don't want to do that. And you don't have to do that.
No,
When
I
you
don't.
take your mind and put it on something else, you're not going to stutter. But it's got to really be put there. It can't be, oh, I'll do it and then not do it. Because that's what you've been doing. You say, oh, I'll do it, and then you don't do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
So what? Am I going to have to come to Georgia and get my broom and chase you around your house like this?
Nah, you don't have to do that.
You'll come out and you'll see, oh my God, there's Coach Lee behind the tree.
Wow, I'll be scared.
Oh dear. That was quite a talk yesterday, wasn't it?
It was. The guy had inspired me. He did. He inspired me.
I love the way he dressed in his formal.
Yeah, he had a little, yeah.
It was his graduation ceremony.
Okay. Yeah, it was.
He viewed it as his graduation ceremony.
Wow.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart, yeah.
I was really proud of him. Okay.
I was happy that he did admit that it took him a bit longer, because I had to tell him, me and him are in the same boat, because he's the only one I heard that actually said that.
But look,
everyone else seems to like be fluent in like a month or two, and I'm like, how?
Well, look, to be fair to yourself and to our methods, you've got to be willing to admit that most of the time you're not disciplining yourself to use your speech plan. You just talk and wait for a problem. And most of the time you don't have a problem. And then once in a while you do. But when you use your speech plan, you're not going to have.
Right.
And if you did, you've got crutches if there's some word that comes out of the blue from somewhere, that, you got to line up in a lineup with 20 people and say or something, okay, you use a crutch to do it. But the whole secret for you is using your speech plan all the time. And I'm really trying to simplify it for you by saying, or just expressive smile.
Passionate, right. I mean,
okay, passionate. That's whichever word is clearest to you. Passionate, smile. But the thing is, if you don't think it the entire time your mouth is moving, you won't do it.
Right, that's the thing. I just need to train myself to think about it. Anytime I'm about to speak, I need to think about that.
Exactly. And you got to keep thinking it while you're doing your speaking. Look, it's not a 4-year, whatever you say it's going to be, but it doesn't have to be. You did it today. You did it this hour. You can do it next hour and the rest of the day and tomorrow and the next day. And until when? Until it's natural.
Exactly.
And then you won't have to think about it. You'll just do it. And your speech is going to be much better. When you think expressive or passionate, you slow down. You tend to smile, and it's good. I mean, it comes off great. You can do it now. Don't put a time frame. Put a time frame out there if you want for making stuttering a blessing. But for the speech thing, let's do it now.
Yeah.
Let's nail it. Okay. All about what you do. You've got to accept the fact that you can talk to me. You can talk to me every day, every other hour, all day long, for years, and you'd be in the same shape, unless you do it when you're not talking to me.
Right.
I'm just a reminder.
That's why I changed us to meet every 2 weeks, so we can. I can see more. I can have more. Yeah.
You don't really need me anymore, but I wanted to talk to you a bit. Every couple of weeks. We don't really need an hour. We took one today. We don't really need it, but we need to focus hard on what you've been doing. Now, you either hang up and you take charge and you discipline yourself and think passionate, smiling the entire time you talk, or you don't. If you're lazy, you're going to be in the same shape in 2 weeks you are today. If you do it, you're going to be much improved. And you're going to be closer to being natural with it. And you're not going to have, you can't, the minute you have a bad incident, you're way off the mark. I mean, there should be no reason you're even close to a bad incident. The minute, look, when you're feeling intense pressure, talk a little less, but be even more passionate and more smiling than you are otherwise. Go fuller, jump in the pool and start swimming, And so do it. I mean, be determined. You can do it, Akenee, but you got to make it's discipline. That's what it is. Life becomes about discipline in the end. Speech is just one example. You got a little bit of a bad problem. So did I. So did a lot of other people. So what? You can get out of it. And you're doing it, but it's discipline. You need to do it every time you talk, all the time. And look, it should be not work. It's fun. It's fun to be an extreme example of yourself. Let yourself out. You're a pretty young girl. Let your speech mirror what you look like. How about that? On that note, I'll say, get out of here, I mean it, and talk right.
Got you.
I'm going to bust you.
All right, have a good day.
See you, kiddo.